Hey guys, Ryan here from Instructions Not Included, the series about me, Ryan McLean, as you guys follow my life and me trying to make a decent living online. I kind of already make a decent living, but I don't have the complete lifestyle that I want, so I'm still working towards my goals. So in the last episode, I think I talked about on property and talked about the things that I wanted to do with that in terms of making half of the income from my own products and making half of the income from recommending Ben the buyer's agent. And so made some progress with that. I was talking to my wife, talking about offering, rather than doing a yearly subscription, just offering a one-off pricing. Offered that, had a whole hundreds of people visit my sales page and no one signed up at that price. So I decided, okay, let's try something else. That didn't work, so let's try something else. And so I tried shifting it to $29 a month, just $29 a month to join up. No other options, no annual options or anything like that. Sent out an email about it and got a whole bunch of people that signed up for it. So the goal with On Property is to make about 40 to 50 grand from my own products, 40 to 50 grand from recommending Ben the buyer's agent. And so I went through all my subscribers, which I have 150 members, which is what I'm actually going to cap my membership site at, because that's going to deliver my income goals. So I worked it out because people have different pricing tiers from the past and things like that. And I worked out that I'm set to make, if all things stay the same, which obviously they change, but based on the current members, I make about $45,000 a year from my existing members. Now, obviously I got expenses and stuff on top of that, but that was my revenue goal, was 40 to 50 grand from my own products, and so I've got 45 coming from my own product anyway. And so what I'm going to do is probably cap the membership at 150 people, because that way I have some scarcity, that way I don't have too many customers to deal with, and I'm still going to hit my income goals for On Property by doing that. And then once I fill up, then I've got the freedom to experiment and to recommend other products that I sell and things like that. So that's the plan at the moment, is to have just 150 members, and that is going pretty well at the $29 per month. So we've got a few people signed up at that rate. So hopefully we can keep that going and it works well. I was talking about where I want to be in 3 years, and something that me and my wife have been talking about was to buy a camper van and to be able to go on holidays and stuff like that. We don't want to live in a camper van or anything, but we'd love to have what we're calling the adventure van to go away on weekends and things like that. So the plan with that at the moment, it has kind of been fast-tracked from 3 years to maybe in a couple of months, because I do have some commissions coming through in August, which would give us enough money to buy the van. And we're looking at different options. It's difficult because we have 3 children, so we want to be able to sleep 5 people and seat 5 people inside a camper van. So it's not a very easy thing to do. It's not easy to find campers that do that, and the ones that do anything we can find within our budget of about $10,000 have done like 300 to 400,000 kilometers. So probably in its last legs of its life, so not something that we really want to invest in. So our plan at the moment is to buy a van, probably something like a Toyota Hiace that is just a van. It's not a camper van. That way we can get something that's newer and we can get it in better condition. So by that, we're then going to get child seats installed, which you can do for around $2,000 to $3,000. And so looking at a budget of about $10,000 for the van with the seats installed as well. And we would then sell our second car, which would probably sell for around 5 grand or something like that. So overall, to get the van just with seats, no camper or anything, is going to cost us around, maybe $5,000 or something like that. And so that's kind of the plan at the moment. That would be phase 1. And we would then probably put in probably just some mattress in the back, spend $100 or $200 on a mattress in the back. And it would just be super basic that we can just take for a day, not even to stay overnight to start with, but we can fit all the kids in, and we can also hang out in the van if we need to. So that's kind of phase 1, and then we decided that we'd probably do it up ourselves and add things along. And so that's kind of the plan at the moment. Part of being interested in the van is we've been looking at and watching other people who do live in their vans and what works well. We watched a couple of things last night one couple who had a camper van with the kitchen and all the sort of stuff, and they seemed pretty miserable in their van. And there was another couple who did what we were talking about, and they had just purchased one, done a couple of modifications to it, living a very simple life, and they seemed a lot happier in that. And that's kind of what we want to do, simple modifications and only use it for the weekends. But something interesting came out of watching that. It was me and my wife were talking about what are the things that we accumulate that we would keep. And the funny thing is, if you can see behind me, if you're watching the video, I have a whole bunch of old TVs. I play Super Smash Bros. Melee. We play them on these old TVs behind me, and I've sort of started collecting them because I really like them. So I've got a set design behind me, which I'll be adding tables to raise it up today so it looks a bit better. But I have 12 TVs, so that is a lot of TVs. And so what I was thinking when my wife's like, well, what would you keep? And I was like, the only things I would keep is I'd keep one TV that would work in the van, so I could still play Super Smash Brothers. So that was on the list. I would have a laptop for work, and then maybe a hard drive with pictures on it. I think that was it. There was nothing else that I could really. Oh, and have a phone, and then that's really, I'd be happy with that sort of stuff. So of all the stuff that we've accumulated, all the stuff that I've accumulated, I'd be happy with just 3 things: a TV with a Super Smash Brothers setup, so that involves like a Wii and a controller. So a TV, a laptop, and a phone is all I would need and all that I would want. And my wife had similar. She only had a couple of things that she actually cared about. And so it's interesting to think that you spend so much time accumulating things, spending your money on things, and then at the end of the day, if you had to pare down and you could only choose X number of things to take with you, it becomes so clear so quickly what things you actually value in your life, and it just makes you see things really differently. So that's been exciting to watch that and to see things very differently. The fact that we're moving the van purchase forward, the fact that we've been watching these things and talking about, what 3 things would you keep if you could keep things, has given me a new perspective on my business. The fact that I run my business on a 27-inch iMac rather than a laptop, the fact that my business does involve a lot of day-to-day upkeep and things like that has just made me want to accelerate the passivity of my business. So to have websites that I can just work on with a laptop, that I could go to a cafe, spend a couple of hours, write some articles, and that could be my day. And so it's really got me starting to think differently about my business, start to think differently about the types of websites that I'm running, or the types of websites that I plan to start, how I plan to make money from them, and stuff like that. So it's been really good to do that. I don't know how I'm going to simplify it, if I will, or what's going to change, but I'm glad that On Property kind of is set up again. I'm working closely with Ben to drive sales there and referral fees there. I've got my 150 members, so I just need to maintain that. I don't need to really grow it. And yeah, and then I've got, I guess, freedom of time to explore other things and other websites. So that's where I'm at the moment in terms of my business. Things are going pretty well. I'm pretty happy, and I don't have money stresses at the moment. I did almost run out of money because we bought a second car, but we're kind of back in the green. So I've had some good product sales of my own, some good referral sales from Ben, and so the buffer fund is building up again, which is great. And so no stresses there. So now I've got the freedom to think about, okay, well, where do we want to drive this business moving forward? How can we get it to a passive situation faster than I would have otherwise done? And so that's where I'm at. That's kind of what I'm thinking about at the moment. Haven't created a lot of content lately, something that I need to get back into because I think that's probably one of the best things that I can do, and it's one of my core strengths. So something that I need to get back into doing. I don't know why I haven't done as much content lately, just haven't felt inspired. But hopefully this episode of Instructions Not Included is the warm-up that I need to create content for my other website. So I wish you the best of the day in your business. I hope that you have a great day. I hope that you move things forward. And until next time, if you want instructions, go and buy some furniture.